828 meters, the tallest structure ever built by human hands. But the real miracle isn't what you can see. It's what's hidden inside.
Inside this tower runs one of the most complex water distribution systems ever engineered. A network so precise it keeps 35,000 people hydrated every single day.
When someone on the 163rd floor turns on a tap, water has already traveled over half a mile straight up against the full force of gravity.
Dubai sits in one of the driest regions on Earth. No rivers, no lakes, no natural fresh water. Every drop inside the Burj Khalifa begins here, in the sea. Industrial desalination plants draw water from the Persian Gulf, strip every molecule of salt through reverse osmosis membranes, and produce water clean enough to drink. The water enters the building at sub-basement level, filling enormous primary holding tanks buried deep beneath the tower's foundations. The basement is the heartbeat of the entire water system. Every pipe, every pump, every valve in this building traces its origin back to this level. These are not ordinary pumps. These are high-performance vertical turbine booster pumps, each one engineered specifically to push water upward against tremendous gravitational resistance. Inside each pump, a rapidly spinning impeller generates centrifugal force, accelerating water molecules upward at velocities no natural pressure could achieve. The engineer's solution was elegant. Divide the building into vertical pressure zones, each managing only its own section of pressure. Divide and conquer. The tower is divided into 3 primary pressure zones. Zone 1 covers the lower floors. Zone 2 handles the midsection. Zone 3 reaches all the way to the summit. The relay approach works like climbing a mountain in stages, setting up base camps along the way. Rather than attempting the summit in one impossible leap, the mechanical floors are where the real engineering lives. Massive spaces hidden between levels, housing everything that makes this building function. Intermediate storage tanks at each mechanical floor act as relay reservoirs, absorbing the pressure from the pumps below, holding the water, then releasing it to the next stage. One carrying clean drinking water to every floor, the other carrying non-potable water for cooling, mechanical systems, and irrigation. This dual pipe separation is a critical safety and efficiency measure, ensuring drinking water is never contaminated by non-potable supply lines, no matter where they run. The Burj Khalifa is a marvel of architecture. Seen from the inside, it is a living organism, and water is its bloodstream. The pumps don't run at fixed speeds. Variable speed drives continuously adjust motor output based on real-time demand, delivering exactly the right pressure at every moment. Systems like those manufactured by Xylem use multi-stage impeller designs, stacking pressure gain across several pump stages to achieve the extraordinary head pressures this building demands. From inside the pipe, water accelerates upward, climbing 10 meters, 20, 50, 100, driven by forces that would be invisible to any passerby on the street below. A building 828 meters tall sways measurably in the wind. Had to design plumbing that can flex and move without cracking, using specialized ball joints and pipe guides throughout. Ball joints allow the pipe network to shift and rotate slightly as the structure moves, absorbing mechanical stress that would snap a rigid connection in minutes. Pipe guides anchor the system to the building's structural core while allowing thermal expansion. Because temperatures inside a skyscraper can change dramatically from basement to summit. From the scorching 50 degrees Celsius desert heat at street level to near freezing temperatures at the summit, the pipe system must handle over 60 degrees of temperature differential. Zone 1 handles the lower 45 floors, the residential lobby levels and commercial spaces. Its pumps move water from the reservoirs. Engineers conduct daily inspections, testing valve responses, verifying that every component is performing within operational limits. At floor 45, Zone 2 takes over. A new set of pumps receives water from the Zone 1 upper storage tank and begins the next stage of the upward relay. The handoff between zones is a carefully timed engineering sequence. Water fills the relay tank, pressure resets to 0, and the next pump set takes over with a clean pressure baseline. Zone 2 spans the tower's midsection, home to the Armani Hotel's upper floors, private residence, and the sky-high observation lobbies that draw millions of visitors annually. The build time visibility zone, flow rates, pressure readings, tank levels, and pump status, all displayed on centralized monitoring screens. From a central command hub, a team of building engineers can see the status of every pump, every tank, and every valve in the tower, and respond to anomalies within seconds. Every pump in this system has a backup. When a primary pump fails, within milliseconds, because in a building this size, there is no acceptable downtime. Pressure-reducing valves, PRVs, are placed throughout the distribution network, automatically throttling water pressure to safe, consistent levels before it reaches any fixture. Without pressure-reducing valves, gravity alone would build dangerous pressure in any downfeed pipe, turning a simple tap into a hazardous high-pressure jet capable of damage. Whether you're on the 5th floor or the 155th, pressure at your faucet is virtually identical, because PRVs normalize pressure across every zone and every level. Zone 3 is where engineering reaches its absolute limit, carrying water through the final third of the tower, past the observation deck, and all the way 63rd floor. The Zone 3 pump room faces the greatest challenge of any in the building, pushing water against the equivalent of a 30-story building's worth of residual gravitational pressure.
From the observation deck on floor 124, you're standing higher than most aircraft fly, and yet water reaches climbing another 39 floors above you.
As the tower tapers toward its peak, the floor plates shrink dramatically. But the engineering reliably to some of the highest occupied spaces on Earth. On the 163rd floor, a single tap flows with clean, pressurized water. Below it, half a mile of engineering stands human ingenuity can achieve. The building's water story doesn't end with plumbing. The Burj Khalifa's air conditioning system is one of the largest district cooling networks in the world, and it creates an unexpected resource. As warm desert air circulates across cold, chilled water pipes throughout the building out of the humid air onto cold surfaces, just as they do on a cold glass. Engineers design dedicated condensate collection channels, capturing every droplet from the air conditioning system and routing it down to basement holding tanks. That harvested condensation water feeds directly into the building's irrigation network, single extra liter from Dubai's municipal supply. The complete water cycle of the Burj Khalifa is a closed-loop engineering masterpiece. Every input managed, output recovered, every resource used with maximum efficiency.
Emergency protocols are built into every level of the system. Manual override valves allow engineers to isolate any zone, any pipe run, or any pump.
What goes up must come down, and the building system must handle the unique hydraulic pressures of water falling from hundreds of meters above. When water falls from the 163rd floor, siphon vent stacks equalize air pressure ahead of the falling column, preventing dangerous vacuum effects. Engineers placed offset bends at strategic intervals in the drainage stacks, each one breaking the velocity of falling water, dissipating energy, and protecting the pipe from impact damage. In the basement, collected wastewater enters a treatment facility. It is filtered and disinfected with ultraviolet light. This process,
recycled water, reduces the demand on Dubai's municipal supply significantly, feeding the tower's cooling systems and thousands of tons of cooling capacity running at all times.
Every visible surface of this tower conceals an intel network, all working in precise coordination every second of every day. Flow meters installed at hundreds of points throughout the system give engineers an exact picture of water consumption at every level, optimizing pump operation continuously. Behind every number on every screen is a trained engineer, a physics of water, the limits of materials, and the precise demand of the world's tallest building. Even the spire above the occupied floors is served by the water system. Pressurized fire suppression lines run throughout the entire height of the structure, ready to respond at any point. A dedicated fire suppression water system runs parallel to the domestic supply, completely set pipe risers maintaining pressure instantly to every sprinkler head on every floor. When a fire sprinkler activates, it draws from a pressurized system designed to maintain flow to every head on the floor simultaneously. Engineered for life safety, not convenience.
Mechanical floors are placed at mathematically optimized intervals throughout the tower, each one positioned to maximize pumping efficiency, while minimizing the pressure range each zone must manage.
High above the city, teams of pipe engineers installed each vertical riser section by section, threading hundreds of meters of pipe through a concrete core that was still growing beneath their feet. Thermal expansion loops, U-shaped pipe sections installed at intervals, allow the pipe runs to grow and shrink with temperature without creating stress at fixed connection points. The pump station basement of the Burj Khalifa is larger than many industrial facilities, a cathedral of engineering serving a single vertical structure above it. Water demand in the Burj Khalifa follows a daily rhythm. It peaks in the morning as residents wake and offices open, lows in the early hours when tanks can refill quietly and efficiently. At peak occupancy, 35,000 people are drawing water across the building simultaneously, placing a demand on the system that must be met without hesitation. Hotel guests expect instant hot water. To deliver this at altitude, recirculation systems keep hot water constantly moving through supply loops. So when you turn,
Each residential zone maintains its own hot water storage capacity, local cylinders that buffer demand peaks and reduce the strain on the central hot water distribution system below. As the sun sets over Dubai, the Burj Khalifa transforms. Inside, the pumps never stop. The water never stops climbing. Through the night, while the city sleeps, the Burj Khalifa works its overnight shift, refilling tanks, maintaining pressure, preparing for the day's full demand to return at dawn.
Regular physical sampling and laboratory testing supplements the automated sensor network, ensuring that what reaches residents and hotel guests meets the highest possible drinking water standards.
The building's pools, water features, and decorative fountains treated to be safe for contact but not for drinking, reducing demand on the potable supply lines. Even the world-famous Dubai fountain, a spectacle that requires the same precision and planning as every pipe inside the building above. Beneath the lake surface, a network of high-pressure nozzle pumps and computerized valve arrays, another layer of the water engineering beneath your feet. Every single molecule of water that flows through this building, through desalination, across the city grid, up through the very spine of the world's tallest tower. Pipe diameters are carefully sized throughout the system. Large mains carry high volumes at low velocity in the basement, while smaller branch pipes at upper floors maintain every fitting in the system is torqued to exact specification. Over-tightening can crack pipe materials, while under-tightening risks leaks under operational pressure. Precision is before any section of pipe is commissioned, it undergoes hydrostatic pressure testing, pressurized scent of operational levels and held for 24 hours to confirm zero leakage. The mechanical floors are not glamorous and the sound of pumps and machine oil. But these hidden spaces are the reason the tower functions at all. Compared to a standard high-rise, the Burj Khalifa's water system is not just bigger in philosophy. It was engineered for a category of building that had never existed before. Automated sensors detect the pressure drop, isolation valves within 2 seconds, and the damage caned, while zones 1 and 3 continue operating without interruption. In the upper reaches of the tower, temperatures drop close to freezing on cold desert nights. The engine counts for every extreme, and the relentless pull of gravity. Individual water meters track consumption by every tenant, resident, and hotel section, identifying unusual consumption patterns and providing data for ongoing efficiency improvements.
The Burj Khalifa doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of the ecosystem, sharing utility corridors with connecting to citywide district cooling and water supply networks.
Long-term pipe integrity depends on corrosion control. Interior pipe linings, sacrificial zinc anodes, and chemical water treatment programs collectively. Once a year, each zone undergoes a scheduled maintenance shutdown. Tanks drained, heat exchangers descaled, pump seals replaced, and like any long-life infrastructure, sections of the Burj Khalifa's plumbing will eventually need replacement. Engineers incorporating bypasses and isolation valves to every drop of water in the Burj Khalifa tells a story of engineering spanning hundreds of kilometers and up to one of the highest points humanity has ever lived. Engineers now maintain a complete digital twin of the Burj Khalifa's water infrastructure. This perfect replica receives real-time data, allowing changes to be tested virtually. From this control room, a small team of engineers monitors every valve and every flow meter in real time, the nerve center of a water system serving an entire vertical city. A single pressure-reducing valve performs an invisible miracle, forms an invisible miracle thousands of times every day. The pressure a human hand expects when turning a tap. The plumbing must be invisible not just visually, but acoustically. Acoustic insulation and vibration isolation mounts prevent pump noise and water hammer. Water hammer is the shockwave created when a valve closes suddenly. Water hammer arresters absorb these shockwaves. This protects the entire system from thousands of daily pressure spikes. The building carries both cold water and hot water distribution through its structure. Cold lines prevent heat gain, each maintaining its target temperature from basement to summit. From 10 kilometers away, you can see the Burj Khalifa rising above everything humanity has built. At that distance, right now, as you watch, the water system had to be coordinated with the structural design from day one. Pipe penetrations through concrete slabs or fire raid structure are carefully routed around the plumbing infrastructure. Even below ground, water engineering is critical. The basement sieve water table, requiring a comprehensive waterproofing groundwater infiltration into the pump rooms and holding tanks. When the Burj Khalifa's water system was first commissioned, verifying every PRV and flow meter before declaring the system operational.
The Burj Khalifa's water system was designed with sustainability at its core, not as an afterthought, but as active, reducing the building's demand on Dubai's precious water resources.
Seen from directly above, the Burj reveals its Y-shaped structural plan. 3 wings extend from a central concrete core.
3 main riser groups follow the building's 3 structural wings. Each one serving its own set mechanical oars allow water to be distributed equally across the entire floor.
Centrifugal force is the fundamental physics behind every pump in this building. The same principle that makes water fly outward when you spin a wet tennis ball. A complete pump set is an isolation valves, pressure gauge, and variable speed drive controller, each one to the central and efficient operation of the whole. From sea to summit, seawater becomes drinking water. Drinking water travels 828 meters upward. Wastewater is recovered. Condensation is harvested. The men and women who maintain this system work in spaces most people never see, at heights most people will never visit, keeping something running that most people never think about. The Burj Khalifa is not one structure. It is hundreds of L. This is what human engineering looks like at its absolute peak.
It's not magic. It's not luck. It is engineering, and it is arguably just as extraordinary